here is the quote we are kicking today's episode off with. You must remember, there is beauty everywhere, even in the ugliest of places and the darkest of times. And if not, you can be that beauty. Wow. Great quote, and a great quote that's going to tie into today's topic, which is the topic of everyone's mind and all discussion throughout the entire world, the entire earth, is the COVID-19, the coronavirus. First, I just want to say, oh my God, it feels good to be back in the studio. It feels real good to be back in the studio. It has been just a minute since I have been here and done this stuff again. And since I think my last episode was released March 12th, which is just ridiculous because you are used to getting it weekly, every Thursday, and it's going to be just back to that. I have been, and I'm not even gonna lie, I have been lazy. My spring break started right after the 12th, and then we had state basketball, and then the COVID stuff kicked in, and then I started, and then since all the school went online, then next thing you know, I started going back to work, and now I'm working, and we are, quote unquote, I'm in Minnesota, if you guys didn't know that, and quote unquote, at this time, as of April 1st, April Fools, we are still essential services because I work construction. So we're working all day and stuff like that. So I'm just getting lazy, man. Just getting lazy. I'm not going to lie about it, but I apologize for it. And, yeah, again, not going to lie. I've been lazy, so I'm going to get back to it. And today we're talking about, I had a different episode of mine, but what is a better episode than talking about the coronavirus and COVID-19 and just trying to put a little bit of a positive spin on it. Every single day when we get to work, me, my coworker, and my boss, we kind of chat it up, kind of talk a little bit about, what's the new news today on the coronavirus. And every single day it seems to get worse and worse, and there seems to be more and more news about it that's just not good. And everyone I hear talk about it, just negatives. Oh, we got to stay away. Oh, I can't hang out. Oh my God, I'm losing money. Oh my God, everyone's going to die. Oh my God, anarchy is about to rise. It's just a bunch of fear. And I think that we get lost in that and we forget that there's a lot of positives that can be taken away from it too. Just think about right now. Again, this is gonna be fascinating for people listening back to this. Think about it right now, right? It's just April 2nd when you're listening to this, when it's releasing, but April 2nd, 2020, someone could listen to this, someone could listen to this 30 years from now and be like, what are you talking about? They'll be learning about this stuff in their history class. Isn't that fascinating? We're living in a time, we're going through a pandemic, an epidemic that is going to be in the history books for our great-grandchildren to read. Think about that, man. That's crazy. That's cool. I think that's really, really cool. Anyway, think about right now, the quarantine, right? And the social distancing. You got to stay home. There's so many different positives you can take away from that. Yeah, Minnesota had a lockdown from just last Friday to 2 Fridays now, so until April 10th. So we had a 14-day lockdown, and it's still going. It's still got another 8 days to go. But think about what you can do, right? You're stuck at home. Now you got so many different things you can do. You can clean the house, right? You can renovate. My parents have been painting stuff all over. My dad has painted his office, painted the living room, painted their entire bedroom. My mom has made move out of their shared office and moved upstairs and got her own office. It looks amazing now. She's been getting stuff done like that. How many people have been taking walks? Getting these dogs are getting healthy as shit. I remember hearing something a while ago on the radio talking about Minneapolis in general, talking about the cities. And it said that Minneapolis Metro is like in the top 5 healthiest for the residents and the citizens in the United States, like top 5 in metropolitan areas. That's crazy. But it says in the top 5 unhealthiest for dogs. You know what I'm saying? And they gave the reason of that was that we have really, really brutal summers, right? Super hot, sticky, and humid. And then we have brutal winters, super cold, windy, and snowy, right? So we can get ourselves out, we can get ourselves to the gym, we can go, work outside, et cetera, but we don't have the extra energy to go the extra mile to walk the dogs, right? Because it's too hot or it's too cold. So that's what they say that. But anyway, these dogs are getting in shape now because, it's positive. We get to stay home. I guarantee people are playing stupid little games with their family, right? You're talking more, you're communicating more, you're getting really, really close. Now you may be getting a little bit annoyed, right? Just go to your room and calm down. But I guarantee there's things happening that don't get to happen on a usual basis, right? Everyone right now is forced to have, 90% of America right now is forced to have a staycation. So make that staycation awesome, right? I love TikTok. I saw this other thing. These guys, it was like their typical, it was a family, right? And it's like their typical it was right the time of the month, and they usually go out for their once a month and go out and have dinner, something special for the family. And they decided to turn their house into a club. So they bought they went out to some store and they had some, I don't know what they did, but they had a bunch of lights and everything. And the dad and mom popped out the liquor, and they were, it was just the family having fun. They were just dancing and stuff. And I think that's really, really cool. That's the best things about humans, man, is that we can, if we work at it and we try for it and we want it, we can turn very, very negative situations into very, very positive situations. And that's what I want to talk about here too. And that's what I am talking about, is that, I just don't want us to get lost into it, because it is really, really easy. And again, I don't know much about it, right? I've been working, and then school started back up. I'm still doing school full time. It's just online, but I don't have any of those Zoom meetings. So I don't have any mandatory meetings. I just do the work whenever I can work. So I've been working full time too. So, I do that, and I go work, and then I lift, and I come home and do school. I mean, yeah, granted, I skipped the podcast, so, shoot, I'm definitely skipping watching the news. I don't know anything about it, really. And I'm a health major, and I don't really know much about it. I'm in international health. We study pandemics, globally. And yet I still don't care enough to watch the news, because, man, I'm zonked, baby. When I'm done with this podcast right now, man, just got done with work, just got done with lifting, I'm going to go home and I'm going to zonk out, baby. I'm tired. But, yeah, so, we just get so lost in the negatives, but there's so many positives. And I just want to talk about a few. There was one right there, staycation. That's great. Another one I want to talk about is what's going to be great. It may take a while. People are complaining, oh, I'm going to lose so much money. Oh my God, the economy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, guess what? No matter how bad the economy eventually becomes, all it's doing right now is just correcting stuff that wasn't supposed to be. From 2008 was our last crash, right? It's been 12 years later. Everything that you saw wasn't necessarily real. It's just a bunch of pixie dust, and right? It's just a bunch of pixie dust and a bunch of make believe. It'll correct the market. Everything will be right. Home prices will be corrected. Inflation will hopefully be corrected, and interest rates, and et cetera, et cetera. So think about that. If you care about money, I love money, so I care about it. I'm ready to buy a home when this all bottles out. That'd be dope. Number two is tying into the staycation. Showing us what's really important. I think I talked about it with Reed on the episode about purpose. And I say, what is the human purpose? Everyone says, oh, I want my purpose. I want my purpose. The number one purpose, no matter what you want to say, for every individual of any species is survival. And I think an episode like this, a situation like this, a pandemic like this is exactly what's needed to show us that your true purpose in life is to stay alive and have offspring, so our species can continue to survive. That's literally the basic, innate purpose through any single species, is to survive themselves so they can, set offspring so their species can survive. That's what we all want to do, right? That's why we innovate, right? We're trying to make our lives easier so everyone in the future's life can be easier. That's just what it all is. That's actually really funny. I hate that shit. And I'm working construction right now too, and I'll talk to people, and there's not a lot of kids my age, or give or take, 5 years that, and I'm not saying I'm super awesome, but that work really hard, right? It's the typical millennial, oh, they're millennials, just lazy, right? And so we run into a few people that talk like that too. And they say, oh, not you guys. You guys are out here working hard. I see you out here scooping shovels and shit, 60 hours. You guys work hard. They're like, oh, respect, dog. And it's like, shut your butt, little annoying, even though you're not talking shit, a little bit annoying. And they'll be like, everyone else your age, man, they're lazy. All they want to do is shit at home and jack off and smoke the weed. It's like, that's all they want to do. It's like, first off, that's not true. And second off, everything that we have now and how, quote unquote, easy our life is because you, right, old guy, old man Smithers, number 65 years old, blue-nosed, right? Everything that you did and your dad did and your grandpa did is evolved into this and made our lives easy. Why do we want to make our lives harder, right? Sometimes we can make our lives a little bit too easy in some certain aspects, right? I won't argue there, but it's not like our lives are super, super, super easy. We may have moved away from physical labor a little bit because of technology and machinery has advanced so far, so fast. Why? We don't need 17 people shoveling a ditch, right, anymore. If they ever even had that, we don't need people doing that. We got one guy with a backhoe, and he gets that shit done in 15 minutes. So stop complaining about it, man. This is just natural, baby. This is society, man. All right, enough rant about that. But yeah, just show us what's truly important, man. And that's survival, and that's us. People always say, I'm right. I guess an atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God, so you could call me an atheist, but I'm not a devil worshiper, any of that type of shit, right? I do believe there's some sort of higher force, man. I wouldn't say a higher being or power, but I just say there's some sort of higher force, and I think that's a connection we all have. I think right? People always go, God and Jesus or whoever their God is. They're the mighty judge, and they will make sure all wrongs are corrected and everyone gets what's coming to them, right? I don't believe that. I believe we all do, right? If we're in a community and somebody is a complete asshole, complete, mean person and doesn't stick to our rules, we outcast them. We say, you're done. We corrected you. When you are 6 years old and you have a pouty, attitude and you're sassing off, your parents go, no, you're done. We're correcting you. I believe, and not even just that. Sometimes people don't even have to do it. It doesn't have to be reactive corrections. It can be preemptive, right? It can be corrections, basically, because you don't want to do that, right? You're not going to go kill somebody because you don't want to be known as a murderer. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to put a bad name for your family. It's us. We act in a certain way because we want everyone else to benefit, right? We don't want to stick out in a bad way. We don't want to make anyone else's life harder. We want to make everyone else's life easier. So yeah, I just believe it's us. It's us that gives our life. You want to talk to a further purpose, a purpose greater than just survival, because that can be a very boring, bland life. And we are creatures that are made with these amazing creative brains, and we want to do more. It's us. We do everything else for us, right? Just going back to that topic about millennials, right? They innovated for us. They didn't innovate just for themselves, right? They innovated for us. They innovated to make the future of our society, the future of our race better. They want to do better, right? You follow the laws, you go the speed limit, you stop the stop sign because you don't want to hit somebody, you don't want to run into somebody. Everyone else is doing it. Why don't you just do it, right? You're just trying to make everyone else's life easier. You don't want to make anyone else's life harder, Granted, we go in and out of that, but at the end of the day, no one really wants to make anyone else's life harder. They all have their reasons for what they do, but, we all do this for each other. Everyone else, your parents, the people you love, the people you hang out with, those are the people you run into on a daily basis and have daily interactions with. They are why we do what we do. In my opinion, they're the ones that give us meaning. They are our higher power. They are our almighty God, our almighty judge. That's just my opinion. I think a pandemic just like this can show you exactly what is truly important. And number 3, kind of tying in with that too, is, it brings us together. And I think a number one thing too is that it's not just bringing us all together as a community, bringing us all together as people. We're all people, and the best thing, yes, obviously the weakened immune systems, the older people and younger kids, right? They're the ones super susceptible to this virus, but no one is immune. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Mexican kid. It doesn't matter if you're an African American a senior. It doesn't matter if you're a 55-year-old white man. It doesn't matter if you're on and on and on. It doesn't matter what your race is. This can happen to anyone, and your lives can be drastically changed or even lost. Right? There's only one race, the human race, right? Get a little sappy on you, right? There is no race besides the human race. And it's just, I think a time like this can exactly show you that. No one's immune to this, and nobody is different. We are all susceptible to negatives, to dark times. So it just shows you, it can bring us together. And then not even just that, helping each other out. Especially times are going to get worse and worse and worse, right? This started in December in China, right? We just got this in the last few weeks in the United States, at least blowing up into these big, ridiculous, whatever's going on right now. But I believe not even just maybe the cases wise, just, economy wise, job wise, and just sanity wise, I think things are going to get a lot worse. And that's where we need to come together. And I believe a pandemic like this, an epidemic like this, a disease like this, not a disease, but a virus like this is going to do that. And it's going to bring us together. It's going to instill teamwork. The best thing that my grandparents did, and my parents did a majority of their life, I don't think I did, and anyone that was born about 10 years before me or anyone, thereafter, we don't work super, super, super well as a team. Now you may go, what the hell are you talking about? Like, back in the day, almost everybody in the United States was a farmer, and everybody was close. Everyone was a small town, right? It was all small town. Everyone was a close, tight unit, right? We were just separating from and this is thousands of years too before this, but we were separating from hunter gatherers, right? We still knew how to communicate, and we still knew how to work together. There didn't necessarily need to be money because we knew how to work on a trade system. We knew how to pick our best parts, and everyone does their best role, and then everyone does that, so we all can, have a collective goal, and we can all achieve the collective goal by doing our own individual parts. Right now, in these days, right, it's all go, 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 and me, 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 me. It's all, it's just all fast, and it's all selfish. I believe so. Very, very much so. And I think an episode like this, a time like this, can hopefully teach us how to work together, right? Because the last thing we need is everyone to lock their doors and pull out their guns, and it's every house for themselves. That's the last thing we need. That will get you absolutely nowhere. And if you don't believe me, think about somebody who takes over on the basketball court, but it doesn't work. The ball hog, right? Just takes over the team, completely destroys the team dynamics, just says, this is my game, I'm going to take this over, just shoot, miss, and just destroys the entire chemistry of the team, right? If they would have just stuck to their role, done their part, and shared and worked together, their team would have achieved their overall goal. That's what we need to do here. We need to all pick our roles and therefore, do our best. Everyone can achieve, and we all can hopefully, again, achieve this greater collective goal, which is basically surviving this and getting through this. Oh, that was so cool. I was heading back to work today. People sometimes you're going over bridges that go over interstates, whatever. Sometimes people hang stuff, And this time it was a tarp spray painted and it said, "We will get through this," and it had a heart, and then it had an American flag hanging. I just thought that was cool, Some random person hung that, maybe even a homeless guy hung that up, and I just thought it was really, really cool. It's like we will get through this together. We're one nation, and we're one world. Honestly, we're one world, and we're gonna get through this together. There's no separation. Screw that. Even if our countries have beef, our presidents have beef, it doesn't mean us as citizens need to have beef. All right, we're all one world, one earth that need to get through this crazy, crazy, crazy time together. Again, it is so freaking crazy. Y'all don't realize, man. Like, this stuff is gonna be in the goddamn history books. 2001. 9/11, 2008, the Great Recession, and 2020, the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic outbreak. It's gonna be crazy. I think that's crazy. But again, I think it's kind of cool. Low key. I think it's kind of cool. And then our last one, kind of talked about it a little bit in the beginning. With the lazy millennials. This is going to bring forth new innovation and better healthcare and better procedures. Et cetera, et cetera. I was talking to my coworker the other day, and I said, I don't like this about me, but it just is the truth. I learn best by being smacked in the face and failing. What I'm saying? Marshal, don't touch that hot oven. Don't touch that hot oven. It's hot. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. What? Ah! I love it. That's literally how I need. You could tell me 60,000 times not to touch that goddamn oven. I am going to look at it, and I am going to walk to it, and I am going to touch it because I gotta see, man. I gotta see. So I learned by just getting smacked in the face, and I think that's what happened to this country. I remember right as it all started, I watched a lot of TED Talks, but I didn't watch Bill Gates' TED Talk about a year ago, and he talked about this. He said, "You think the greatest threat to America is nuclear war or like North Korea or Kim Jong-un? Like, you're crazy. The greatest threat to America and the human race is a microscopic organism. It's a virus. It's something that'll wipe us all out. With sometimes maybe sneaking up on us, right? It's those things." And next thing you know, a year later, boom. What he said came true, but what he was pointing out to was saying that we are we are extremely underprepared for a super pandemic like it's happening here, and it's obviously shown. And going back to I'm a health student, the other class I have as well too is called public health, and we've been talking about that too. And my teacher said a million times, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe we give $3 trillion to public health each year, maybe even healthcare in general. I don't know exactly. Again, don't quote me on that. More than any other country though, and yet we don't have the best health system. We don't have the best, not health system. We don't have the best health in the world, right? We're actually one of the worst, but yet we spend the most on healthcare. Why? In my opinion, it's probably because it's reactive, right? It's depending on people who are already fat, people who are already sick. We don't spend money on teaching people how to not become fat, teaching people how to keep themselves in the best position to not become sick, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing he says is that $3 trillion is not enough because, again, we're not even close to the healthiest nation. We're actually close to the bottom. And he says and stuff like that. Outbreaks too. Again, talking about in international health, the teachers talk about many times that we aren't even close to ready. We cannot handle anything like that. And it's great that it's cool that this epidemic is happening right as I'm taking this class, as it ties into both of these classes really, really well, and we're able to use real examples every single week and talk about it. But yeah, we're super underprepared. Think about the medicines. Think about the innovations. Think about the procedures. Think about the techniques. The technology, everything that is going to come from this horrible situation. We got to learn. And I think we did. We got smacked in the goddamn face, and it showed us, wow, we were not even close to this. We should probably stop spending so much money in military and et cetera, et cetera. Again, not getting into politics, but maybe we should, fine. I'm not even gonna say that. Maybe we got to find some more money to put towards public health because we need better procedures. We need more innovation in that sector because it's obviously lacking. Look at what's happening now. So, enjoy your staycation, love your family, play with your dogs, get them fit, get them yoked and jacked, and, get yourself out there, do some yard work, make some nice yards this spring, boys. Make some nice yards, get some mulch, cut some trees now and make it look all nice, for your family. And then, once it's all over, have a little yard party, throw some horseshoes and rip the barbecue up and throw the little corn sack. You'll have a great time, just enjoy yourself. So yeah, enjoy your staycation, have a fun time, and save your nuts, squirrel your nuts away, save your money, and when that economy comes back up, when it bottoms out, invest that, make some money, go buy a home, make some smart investments, make some smart choices. Everything's gonna be all okay. It's gotta be, right? We're optimistic about it. We're willfully optimistic about it. It's gotta get better, and realize and analyze and reflect upon what this virus and time and epidemic is showing you, what truly is important in your life. And to me, it is my family, it is my friends, and it is everyone that I interact with on a daily and weekly basis that makes my life worth living. Those people are what truly is important. And let it bring you together. Let it bring you together. Reflect upon that it brings us together, and that this virus is greater than all of us, right? This virus, no one is immune to it, and not no one, but no race, no socio-economic status is immune to it. It can happen to anybody. It shows you that we are all equal human beings. We're just people. We're all just people. One human race on this earth together. And look out for the new innovations. Maybe this can tie into your smart investments when this all bottoms out, but look out for your new innovations, new technologies, new methods, procedures, et cetera, that are going to come from this. And so something like this doesn't happen in the future. Because again, right, lazy millennials, just like the kids that are going to be the next millennials, right, 40 years from now, I truthfully want them to have a great life. I said this, I don't care if any of those kids, the kids 40 years from now who are born, never have to lift up a bucket or a shovel. I would have no problem with that. Why do they need to do that, right? As long as they stay active, they go run around, they be kids, they play around, they do whatever, they benefit society, they have a job, right? They're trying to move society forward. Jobs are changing all the time. They don't need to do that. And I'm okay with working my butt off now and doing whatever I need to do now, so they never have to do that. It doesn't matter to me. It won't make them lesser in my mind, as long as they aren't losers, right? And they still be active, and they're not just sitting on their butt and smoking weed, which a lot of people do, but not everybody, and majority do not. God, majority do not. Whew. COVID-19. It's not gonna be that bad. Remember, started it off with, and I'm gonna end it again because I think it's a very, very beautiful quote. Very, very beautiful quote. You must remember, there is beauty everywhere, even in the ugliest of places and the darkest of times. And if not, you can be that beauty. It's a dark time here in the United States, as of also around the world, but it is not dark enough to not see the light and the beauty. If you can't see the beauty, if you can't see the light, that means you're it. So be that beauty and be that light for someone else. Share the positives, share the ups of this situation and this time with them. Spread a little optimism, little willful optimism in their lives. Thank you guys for listening. I really, really appreciate it. And like always, until next time, take care. Thanks again for tuning into this episode, guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed it, and I really hope y'all found something to take away from the show today.